this, Linda.
Thank you. Oh, here comes
There
Brian.
we go. Just in the nick of time.
Yay.
There we go. You can start your meeting. You can begin.
Okay, thank you. All right, I would like to call the meeting to order, and please, would somebody move that we accept the agenda, approve the agenda? Oh, hi, Barry. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm here. I have a busy, crazy day, so I'll be turning my video off because I'm doing stuff in the background, but I will be listening. If I need to chirp in, I will. Okay.
Thank you. So is there anybody who would like to move that we approve the agenda, please? Jeremy? I don't know. This needs a second or two. I never know. Go for it, Brian. Thank you. All in favor of approval of the agenda? Carrie, thank you. Any disqualifying interests or pecuniary interest or anything that you have to disclose? Wonderful, thank you. Now we need to approve the minutes of the March 17th meeting. Who would like to deal with that and approve the minutes, please?
I guess I have a question on that before we do that.
Okay.
If I may. Yeah, so Patty's not here today, but in the minutes it says Patty would look after dealing with Debbie, and I'm not so sure that that's if she's in
Bermuda.
away, yeah, whether that's a good idea. So I'm just throwing that out, whether something we can talk about or.
Well, we discussed appointing a board member as Debbie Hill's contact, and we did appoint Patty because she really wanted to be. So I'm afraid we already moved and carried it. What can we do? Hi, Patty. I know she's in Bermuda, but Patty, you're mute. Patty, we can't hear you. Patty, unmute yourself.
Yes, sorry, I do that. Yeah, I'm working. I've sold real estate. I'm busy.
But so where you are isn't going to affect any, like if for any reason, like if Patty can't get to you, she can always call me.
Well, I've got a phone, right?
Yeah, I know.
So if you call my house, it rings here. If you call me on my cell, I answer here. No one really, until you guys knew that I was in Bermuda, because I didn't want to get lynched when I got home. But it seems like Air Canada just canceled my flight in June. It's just a bit crazy, but that's another story. Yes, I'd be very.
I'd rather be where you are.
Well, I'm blessed that way. Thank you. But as I said, I'm more than willing to help, because booking my bed and breakfast with events and groups and everything else, it's like, this is in my wheelhouse, and I do it for profit. And what I want to do is help to the station on the green to make some money. And I would be very happy to engage with Debbie when things like this come up, to help make sure that we get a little money in our pocket or into the coffers. So,
well, we will. We will. As I said, it's already been approved, so we're not gonna, unless somebody wants to make a motion to change it. But Debbie, like right now, when as things are going on, Debbie still, she will call me as well. And then if it's something that I feel that Patty would be able to handle, I would pass that over for sure.
Point of order, Madam Chair.
Okay.
If we're trying to appeal a decision we already made, then we have to have a motion of reconsideration first. That has to pass, and then we would have to create a new motion. So
Does anybody want to do that? If not, we will carry on.
And I'll just personally say that I don't think we need to go down that road. Patty seems to have things under control as far as communications and stuff. So I think
Okay.
my recommendation would be to let Patty and Debbie continue. And because we're not doing any bookings right now anyways, and I don't see that happening for at least another 3 months anyways.
Or more.
Yeah, or more. So.
All right, then, and would anybody like to?
As long as Patty and them are able to communicate, and at the end of the day, as long as Patty and Debbie are able to communicate, I think that's well enough. And on top of that, it's like you say, I'm always available. You're always available. Well, I'm not always available, but you, Matt, I'm sure you're usually available. So
Oh, yeah.
I don't think a warrant's going through that process. Notice of reconsideration.
So may I have it? So will somebody please move that we
Oh, can I
approve
just
the
say
minutes?
something? I just put my hand up, but it's okay.
Oh.
If you look in the little boxes on the side, there's hands and things like that. At the bottom, you put like this. I'm just getting new to this, to the Zoom, but anyway. Can I just, number one, I apologize. I jumped in late. I didn't read the agenda. I don't know if this was a topic as a result of what the information I sent to everyone regarding the booking of the hall. I think there were 3 key points I wanted to talk about, but specifically about booking on the hall.
But Patty, could we wait until we deal with this and then we'll bring it into because that's on the agenda.
Okay, well then,
So, yeah.
because it was being discussed as I jumped in, I just felt that it was perhaps already being discussed. And the fact that we were supposed to forward the phone at the station.
Yeah, we haven't done any of that yet, Patty. It'll come up in the meeting, okay?
Right.
So let's just go on.
All
Could
right.
I just have somebody approve the minutes of the previous meeting, please?
Sure. I approve.
All right, and Patty, and who would like to second that, please? All right, Pear, all in favor? All right, carried. All right, now, business arising from the minutes. Pardon me for looking at this strangely. I should know what we're talking about. Village on the Green letter? Has anybody got any idea what that is? Because I sure as heck don't. Kayla, do you?
That's
Just
Sarah.
going back through the minutes, but I believe that you guys passed a resolution to send a letter to the Village on the Green,
Oh, you mean to ask them about their date?
if I'm not mistaken, somewhere.
Oh, yes, and I did receive that
Yes, I
back
believe so.
from Stuart. And his response was that, his response was, I just have to find it here. Yeah, the target is June 30th for completion of the Village Green, but they're gonna do their best, but they're having trouble as even right now. Somebody was telling me that there's problems with getting materials. I think anybody who is involved in construction right now is having trouble getting materials. Like I did see somebody working at it the other day, but I think there is one of the issues that they're having, but I don't know. As I said, target of June 30th is the best that we've got there. So that's the only information on that. And when we go on to rental report, well, nothing to report because Debbie was excellent in trying, getting back to the person who was interested in the station and possibly for a wedding, but this person was looking at other places too. And then Debbie did try to recontact her again and she never heard back. So we don't know. And Debbie offered to meet the person at the station and, take them through and let them look. But again, she did not hear back from that. So other than that, the only rental thing that we've got going and only when it can reopen is the church. That's where we're at. And only, of course, when we can reopen the station, which will be Lord knows when at this point in time. Exterior update. Who's on that one? Karen?
Karen.
Karen,
Tom.
Before we go past the rental thing,
Oh, okay, sorry.
Okay? I'd
Yes.
like to speak to that. Now, number one, obviously, the station on the green depended historically on the outdoor gardens and area to attract weddings,
I know.
specific. And I think that I would like to propose that I'd like to put a motion forward that we should approach Village Green for some sort of business interruption stipend as a result of their delayed, as a result of their construction. We need to look at how much we have in the past for events historically over, let's say, 5 years, and come up with a figure. And I believe that we need to approach Village Green for that. And I guess that's too lengthy a motion, so I'd like to just simply propose that we do a motion for a budget analysis of the impact of the business interruption as a result of Village Green construction. That's what I'd like to say. Is that
Comments, please? Questions, comments?
I think it would be very difficult, Patty, to put something like that forward until you can establish what exactly the business interruption is.
Well, the fact, yeah, you're absolutely right. With the overshadowing of COVID, that does cloud what our appeal might look like. But I'm going to just tell you, and because my business and what I'm doing, and then for your consideration. So I have people that last year it was the busiest year ever with people that were booking as groups, and we complied with the maximum 10 when it was the regulation to do so, and people were expected to sign a waiver that they were all related to one another, and we move forward with taking bookings. I'm doing the same this year. What happened is it eventually opened where there were more people who were able to come, and it went to a maximum of 25. And what you do is you take a condition that if it is a government regulated mandate that the event or occupancy could not occur, the people were given a refund 100%. And that allows people like these poor blessed brides that are trying to get a place to have a wedding, a small wedding venue or whatever, or people that want to have a family reunion or a party, they can actually set a date, put a deposit down in anticipation this might happen, but then if it gets canceled, then you give them a credit or a refund. But at least you've got some momentum going. And this is where when back in February, I suggested we better get something set in place, even though COVID is here and everybody's kind of stunned in the headlights about it. You've got to anticipate it'll eventually end, and you have to continue with the idea that business will resume as usual, or there'll be a different type of manner. But it gives us an opportunity not to just die. We're wilting on the vine because we're suspended animation. And I think that this is the opportunity that's missed. Does this resonate with anyone?
Comments, please?
Well, I don't know, am I muted? Patty, I totally understand what you're saying, and I totally get it, but I think just right now, we are in suspended animation. I think that's a reality, where we're in this position where, because we have declared that we are not prepared to open the facility at any stage. At this state of the thing, we've made that decision. And, you know, and until we want to decide we want to start to open station on the green and have clients come in, whether it be the church or small rentals, I think we're kind of, I hear what you're saying, but I think we're kind of jumping the gun. But to go after the Village Green people, I think that's a bit of a stretch to go after them for loss of income, more or less, I think is what your or loss of revenues is what you're suggesting. I just think is a bit of a stretch considering we're closed anyways. Just
Tom?
my thoughts.
Oh, sorry.
I agree with Barry. I don't think we should be asking them for money. It's not really them that's causing us not to have revenue. I mean, you can still have the building open for weddings, and if they have to take pictures or whatever, they can go somewhere else, which they often do anyway. And it really is the COVID that is stopping us from doing anything. And by the time they're finished with this renovation or whatever, I'm sure things will be better than they were, as far as weddings and things like that are concerned.
Anybody else have a comment?
Well, I'm in complete agreement with Patty that if we do lose income as a result of the Village Green construction, they should be held accountable for that loss of income. But until we can quantify what that loss is, I don't think we can approach them.
I agree with what Perry just said. I agree with Patty. If we have loss of income as a result of their delay, I agree. Let's go after them for some money, but I just don't think we're in a position to do that right now.
I think we would know if we had, like, let's say that when things come along and we can reopen and the Village Green is still under construction. Somebody comes, looks at it and says, oh, I like this place, but I'm not going to have my wedding here. I'm not going to have it because of what's going on out there, the construction. I think until we hear or see or are aware that that is happening, I'm not against what you're saying, because I am worried about that, particularly with the construction delays that are happening with that. I am very concerned about this, and I am very concerned that even when we're able to reopen, we might end up with an issue, but I think we have to be able to show that it is an issue. And until we can open, like, I mean, I just say thank goodness for the church. If they're going, when they can come in, they'll be our first people in there. And I say thank goodness for them, because it will give us some money. And then we will have to look at it. And Patty, are you suggesting, though, that maybe what we should have ready is something that shows how much we could lose? Let's say we get, let's say that in July we're allowed to open, and then we get no wedding bookings, and nobody even looks, though. I don't know. Should we have something ready at that point to say to the Village Green, this is what you're costing us because we can't rent our building because of the construction?
Exactly.
Is that what you want? Is that what you want?
And I think that this is why, in my, in February, I suggested we get things set up where there's a response to a phone call and inquiry, and it's tracked. Because right now, people, you're just recounting the story of one person, and we haven't had an opportunity to track the inquiries up to this point. And I've got bookings till August already, and I've taken deposits from people, and with the condition that they will get 100% refund if the COVID situation is such that they are not allowed legally to come. And we missed that opportunity when we didn't send somebody over to set up the phone. And now it's time to do it, because that is the only way we're going to be able to track our declines. We don't track our calls. We don't have any way of tracking a call unless it's coming to Debbie and an inquiry. And we need to act as if we have hope and faith that this is going to be over. and that they're going to be finding a resolution. And we need to market it that way. And I will continue with the Facebook page that I've been doing. And we have an ad in the newspaper that we are a place that is doing business. So the only way that we can show that we have had a decline in business or had to refuse business is by tracking. And that's why we need to get Debbie on board. And I'm happy to help with this. And we need to act like we've got hope.
All right, I've got a question about, oh, sorry, Jeremy.
Yeah, just a quick question. Probably, well, so far we've had one, so I think we can count that on our fingers, and Debbie can probably remember that query. But the other question, I guess, Brian, could you tell us approximately from your either just eyeballing or if you have it more specifically, the revenue generated by weddings? Is that a proportionately large or small amount, you know?
Yep, good point.
I was just looking for it in my files while we were talking. We generate annually 30,000 plus in rentals normally, and of that, less than 1,000 is weddings.
Okay. We
have maybe, and I went back to 2018. We might have 3 or 4 weddings a year, and they range anywhere from $150 to $580 per time. Probably we have as many birthday celebrations or family gatherings, parties kind of things as we do weddings. Our biggest rentals though are the groups that come in and are there 1, 2, 3 days a week on a weekly basis. The church is one. And the others that we, Tai Chi and so on, those are the ones that are the bulk of what we get in rental revenue. I know we talk about weddings a lot, but in the actual scheme of things, it's not a big rental. It's maybe 3 or 4 is a good year. And again, it's under $1,000 or just a little over 1,000. Out of the 30,000 plus that we get. But I said, when it's turned that away either. And I think Patty's right in terms of loss of income if it's caused by something. But on the other hand, you know, it could be Foodland rebuilding their store, or it could be the drugstore rebuilding their store when we would have construction going on next door. How that would affect our business and whether we would have a legal claim to say, you know, you're affecting our business with your construction because it is on their property. I don't know, but it definitely, if we can attribute it to something that's causing a loss of business, and if it is the Village Green causing a demonstrable loss of business, I think we should go after that for that reason. The other thing too is I'm thinking that, you know, right now we are closed because of this, and I'm not so sure that, I know some people that have planned weddings and they weren't having them at the Village on the Green, they were having it at their farms or in the area, and they canceled them. Mm-hmm. And to wait till COVID was over, and they may be canceling them again this year. This could be the second cancellation in a row. So I think it's, well, I hear what Patty's saying. I think it's problematic.
It's no kidding. Yeah.
It's just, it's something that we definitely are going to have to look into, but I think we're going to have something to back up our request. If and when we approach Village Green, I think we're going to have something there to back it up.
And that's called proof of loss, and you have none at this time.
No, we have none. So that's why I'm saying there's nothing we can do at this point.
Right.
But yes, if we, as things go forward, we will deal with that. Kayla, did you want to say something? You're muted.
I am
Okay.
muted. I am muted. Thank you.
I just, you popped up, so I was wondering if you had something to say.
There is a,
Pardon?
I do. I always do.
You're frozen.
Sure.
So there is a point of order.
Drinking.
Patty does have a motion on the floor.
Patty has a
you hear
motion
me
on
now?
the floor.
Yeah,
Patty, do you want to
She
move
does
your?
have a motion on the floor, and if I'm correct,
I think with this, sorry to interrupt, Kayla, I think with all the dialogue that we've just had, it's apparent that it's not the time to actually review this, and I'll retract that motion. I think it's
Oh.
definitely after a season has gone by and they actually open, then maybe we'll see how everything fits into this as an opportunity. But we also want to be good neighbors too, right?
Yes.
So let's just wait and see what they're going to do with our washrooms. I can't wait to hear about this.
All right, well then,
Madam Chair, but back to Patty's question about, we passed the motion that we were going to forward the phone calls from Station and on the Green to Debbie's cell, I believe it was, or Debbie's
we
phone
talked
number.
about it. Did we actually move and approve that?
I think we did, and then then we need to get that. We need to get that in action, as Patty has suggested. We need to know that when people are calling, it's automatically being called forward to Debbie to deal with.
Can we find that, please, in the, I don't see that in the minutes. I'm sorry, I've lost that one. I know we talked about it.
I think it was in the meeting in February because I followed up with a phone call or an email to you regarding a couple of different things, and that was one of them.
Because the one question I had about that, people called this station for other reasons. Like, let's say that there's, I just had a question about this. I was wondering about it. If there's something happening at the station and somebody who is not at the station wants to talk to someone who's there, so they call the station, because I know in the day of cell phones and stuff, it's highly unlikely. But let's, as an example, if something like that happened, would the call automatically go to Debbie, or would the phone ring at the station? Because I don't understand how it works.
It would go to Debbie. You don't have call forwarding?
Yes, we do. We have,
Everybody uses it.
all right, Linda.
I'm sorry, I'm an antique.
Linda, this is in the March 17th meeting.
Okay.
minute. And I'm the culprit here, it looks like. We do have call forwarding and we do have a voicemail option. And Brian will set up with Debbie Hill, and I have not done that yet, but I will do it by the end of the month with Debbie.
Thank you, Brian. I knew there was something, I just couldn't remember it.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the minutes now and I'm seeing that. So busy with COVID, I don't know. But yeah, I will look into that and get that done. And so any calls into the station will go through to Debbie Hill's phone.
All right.
And just to clarify your inquiry, Linda, if somebody picked up the phone at the station and dialed out, it would function, okay?
Yeah, but if somebody wanted to talk to someone at the station that were calling the station, it would still go to Debbie.
Yes.
Okay, I was just curious about that. I don't know whether, I can't imagine in the day of cell phones that would ever happen, but I was just curious. All right, now I'm sorry, but I'm also, may I move on here a bit? Oh, sorry, Jeremy. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so just while we're on the topic, I don't know where we're at, quite frankly, were we trying to, okay, so we've removed that as a topic, I guess, from the,
Yeah.
and we're ready to move on to the next, are we? So for discussion, but the comment I just wanted to make right now, because that was quite appropriate, in terms of the call forward, there's a number of processes that need to be described and defined for Debbie. And that's why I was wondering about the whole relationship. So if Patty is going to be the person responsible for that function, then responsible for managing the function, let's say, or responsible for managing Debbie, then we need to get some processes in place that would, like all the stuff you're talking about, such as, marketing or whatever you want to use her skills for, like that does that not need to be discussed, for instance? With Debbie?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
Good point, Jeremy.
It's just,
Have
do
we
I
not
not-
already done that? Though we had created a job description when we hired her. Why don't we just dust it off?
Yeah, but it's call forwarding. That's like, I mean, it's down to the day-to-day stuff, right? How do you do this? What do you do there? Who do you contact if somebody calls for this or for that? And, all of the things that you're trying to sort of promote, we need to, presumably there'll be some marketing behind that would warrant us to be prepared to handle the situation. And
but don't I have to give Debbie Patty's number and say, one of the things I have to say is, Patty, Debbie, whenever you have a question regarding rental of the station, is there anything else that I should say to her? And then I will say, then you are to call Patty for your phone number. Is that all I have to do?
Yeah.
And is it just,
and
I think
does
right
that go into the
now,
booking?
Jeremy, just right now to answer to that, in my vision, this is my vision of it, that number one, we went through the process of the job description and hiring Debbie when we did, I believe, could dust off the notes for that. What right now would be in my position, just as a point person, Debbie's got a job. She's had it described to her. She knows what she's supposed to be doing. She's been tutored by Sarah that actually did the job before her. So
Yes.
she's kind of set up right now. And what we don't need to do is, all we need to do now is, and all I'm prepared to do right now, is be the spokesperson for the station board. So she has a job and she's going to do it. If she comes into a point where she has a question about something, then I'm going to be her first point of contact to answer for the station. If it's a day-to-day thing, which is, or strategic response for a reservation inquiry or something like that, I'll answer to it casually and as a representative for the station board. But if it comes up to something that requires a policy change, then obviously this will be her opportunity to say, well, this isn't working, we need to fix it. And then I can report it to the board and we can pass a motion regarding it.
so I'm just going to do that. I'm going to give Debbie your phone number. I'm going to explain to her that if she's dealing with anything to do with rentals, anything to do basically with the station, please call Patty, and then if need be, it will come back to the board.
Great. Yeah.
All right. Is that work for everybody? Is that what we're going to do? Any questions or comments on that?
That's good.
I will talk to Debbie as soon as I can talk to her. I'll be talking to her anyway about something else. Yes, Barry, have you got something to say?
Yes, my apologies, Madam Chair, but I need to leave the meeting. Sorry, folks. It's kind of one of those crazy days. So continue on. Good conversation. Looks like we're getting things under control. So my apologies, but we'll talk to you at the next meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi,
All
Barry.
right. So the next thing we're going on to is exterior update. And I believe
I know.
isn't that Tom and Pear?
Yep.
Anything exciting, guys?
No, it's going to be expensive and we're
Yeah.
not going to do it now. At this time.
We can't afford it.
That's right.
I know. So we're
I just wonder
gonna-
whether or not it could be power washed first to see if it would make it look better. I don't know.
Interesting question, but I have no idea.
Can I put
What
up
we
a
should
hand
do.
now?
Pardon?
I just, I thank Pear for giving me the contact with Mr. Rocky. He's at my place right now doing the painting. What I was going to do is I was going to suggest that if the place looks that sad externally, and Station on the Green becomes a big splashy part of the grand opening of Village Green, there might be an opportunity that Village Green may come up with some quan to pay for the face, the painting. So I'm glad you guys have decided to hold off on this, because I think, we've got an opportunity here not to have to pay for it ourselves if we just patiently wait, and not ask for the business interruption just yet.
All
You
right,
follow
so
me?
Pardon?
You follow me?
Yes.
Yeah, good.
Is there anything else on exterior update at this point? All right, again, we've got another thing arising from minutes. Future rentals, rooms and fixtures. Anybody got any idea what we're talking about there?
This was Patty's request about chairs and tables.
Okay, Patty, what are we talking about?
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, no, I think we covered it off with the rental report and the discussions. I think now, from now on, hopefully, I'd like to make a motion that if there's any casual inquiries from the community for use of anything that pertains to the station, that to any of the board members, that it should be funneled to Debbie and let Debbie be the spokesperson for what happens for going forward.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Yeah.
Forward
Okay.
what to Debbie?
Okay, so let me just recount specifically. I would like to, I understand what happens in the community, and we love our town, and you're walking around, or used to be able to walk around, run into people, and they go, oh yeah, by the way, we want to borrow the stage from the Station on the Green for this charity event next week. Is it still, like, you loaned it to us last year, is it okay? Is it available? Can we borrow it? Those kinds of things. And I think what will happen now I would like to make a proposal that when somebody makes an inquiry generally to one of the board members that they need to borrow something from the station, or that it be channeled to Debbie now.
Oh.
Because that's easier to track where things are going, how things are being handled, and it's being documented in one place. So be it like boxes on the floor that are being left for God knows when, maybe 1st of July, to, well, maybe let's loan this tables and chairs to have an outdoor picnic because nobody can be indoors anyway. Those things are going to come up. And it's about Debbie. It should be to Debbie. It should not be any individual board member or even chair to start saying, yeah, okay, you can do this or that. I think it needs to be handled in one particular way. Otherwise, we're not tracking where the stuff's going, the liabilities of it, and all that other stuff.
Well, Debbie has right now 2 jobs at the station. One is booking agent and one is the custodian. This will put another layer onto her job. And it would be an interest if she was interested in it, but this would put another layer onto her job and another responsibility. Anthony, do you have a question?
Yeah, if she's taking care of booking, isn't that considered all rental equipment? Somebody wants to rent the stage or something, they still go for the booking.
It should be.
Yeah, because we've rented out the stage before, and Sarah's taking care of it as a booking.
Yeah.
They rent it. So really, we're not imposing a giving her any other jobs to do.
No, well,
Job.
not yet, but I mean, you know, if somebody wants to borrow the tables as opposed to rent the tables, let's
But
say there's,
Okay, and there's another thing that I think should come up. Like, for instance, the boxes being stored in the station. Do we really need to have a meeting, or can we give you discretionary power to accept that or not?
well, I
To
think,
have a meeting because somebody wants to borrow 5 chairs is ridiculous. Right?
Well, 5 chairs, yeah.
Okay, well,
They would pay $2.50 if they went to complete party rental plus the delivery. I'm not saying that this isn't something that, you know, like you can get it to the smallest little minutia, but let's just do it through Debbie. Let's just use the line we're using. You know, I'd love to help you, but you got to do it through Debbie. And then we don't own it, and we're keeping track of it. And that's all I'm saying. And you're right, Anthony. It should be within the umbrella of her rental capacities.
And I think that already is.
Yeah, and all we need to do is, you know, get her the going rate from Complete Party Rental website printed off. And if somebody wanted to borrow 3 tables and 20 chairs, then that's going to be like $2.50 a chair, and blah, 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 blah. We got to replace them if they don't come back. We're loaning them out, right? And the stage is a huge thing, and it always engages a couple of the board members in order to help them move it. So let's attribute a cost to this. Let's assign costs to these things, and we don't have to own it. We don't have to feel like we're declining a favor that's historic. Let's just say it's now Debbie's job.
I think that's already in place.
and I think, yes, Brian?
Yeah, I would agree with Patty, and I agree with Anthony. I think it's already in place. It should be part of the rental thing. That those kinds of requests for using the furniture or using some of the equipment that's there, that Debbie is responsible for giving that stuff out, keeping track of it. And to me, I see another bonus in that is that she will see things that we don't see, that she will see opportunities that we don't see because she's now dealing with everything of that nature. So I think it should just be part of her normal rental responsibilities.
I think, and this would be one time when I talk to Debbie and give her Patty's phone number, Patty can then explain this to Debbie because this is hers, and then it's taking it in. And actually, I have a question for you. If I give Debbie your phone number and then she calls, I'm sorry, again, I'm not good at this stuff. She calls your phone number and then it ends up going to Bermuda. Does that cost her additional funds? No, thank you very much. Now I know.
I pay.
Okay, I didn't know that, and now I know. Thank you. I was like, whoa.
This is what I was meaning about processes, exactly what I was talking about. As we think it through, I think what we'll find is there's lots of these little things that need to be thought through. And Debbie, you know, the chosen person to do that, then we just need to articulate what all those things are, right? So
I think that would work, and I will talk to Debbie and let her know what we're talking about. And we will go from there. I will try to get a hold of her today. May we move, is there anything else that we have to talk about when it comes to future rentals, rooms and fixtures?
Moving on.
All right, then the other thing we have on the agenda today, I sent it all to you, what the BIA is asking. And as you recall, they're proposing to open the Station on the Green washrooms Saturdays, Sundays, and holidays between 11 and 4, April through September. So they're actually looking a little bit farther ahead now. They really want to start, well, they'd like to start as soon as possible, but before the May 2-4 weekend for sure. But right now, I mean, people are supposed to stay home. Debbie knows about this, has agreed with this. She is on track. She is the one who is going to be cleaning the washrooms, dealing with all of it. They're also going to cover and pay for supplies, but Debbie would be ordering the supplies because she knows who to order them from. She got all of that information from Irene. If any posters or anything, like, in effect, the BIA and or the township are going to be responsible for all of the money spent on doing this. And remember, they are township washrooms. And the only thing that we would have to get involved in and talk to them about that I can see is, let's say that when COVID is over, when we're not in this horrible mess, and something is going on at the station on a Saturday, a Sunday, whatever, if it's rented out to somebody, then those washrooms would not be accessible to the public because they never are. If we have a wedding going on in the station, nobody can come in from outside and use the washrooms. The washrooms are there for the use of the renters. So that would be the one thing that we have to make sure that they understand when we deal with this. And then all of the health unit guidelines and cleaning guidelines have to be followed. And that's all put out by the health unit. And again, that is with Debbie's responsibility because she's agreed to take this on. So she's agreed to this. She's involved in this. And as I said, the only thing I have to clarify with them is the fact that if there's something going on at the station, that the washrooms would not be open. Any comments, questions, concerns, anything? Anthony?
First of all, I didn't know that the washrooms weren't available when the station on the green is rented out. That's kind of odd. And secondly, will we be paying Debbie and be reimbursed by BIA, or will they be paying her directly?
Okay, well, good question. I believe they're going to pay her directly, but I will.
For supplies and services.
Yeah, well.
And they should.
Yeah, I think so.
As on top of what we already paid Debbie just to do a walkthrough.
Yeah, we're not going to be paying her anything in addition. Everything will be covered by BIA and or township.
And my final comment would be that I would support this, help support the township, help the businesses in town. Except when you have three porta potties there. You still have porta potties sitting there, except for the construction site. They would have to be moved, or else people are going to use those, and she doesn't have to go clean those.
No, she's not responsible for the porta potties.
I know, but if they're right beside the washrooms where they are now, people will use them.
I don't know what the plan is about that. I will ask.
I'm sure people are using them now.
Oh, I'm sure they are. I haven't noticed anybody, but maybe they are. I saw a hand up. Who had one up there?
Yeah, I did. I just wondering what, if like, for instance, if Tai Chi's on, are you saying that because it's being rented, they can't use the washrooms?
Oh, no, I'm not. I'm not saying
weddings.
that.
Weddings, maybe.
Well, some special things. And remember, it's only, they're only looking at Saturdays, Sundays, and holidays. So there, Tai Chi doesn't happen then, stuff like that. And if it was, let's say the market goes back in there, well, yes, the washrooms are used for that. I'm just talking about things like a celebration of life, birthday party. I believe that we have always closed the washrooms to that. If you want me to double check, I will with Bill, but I think we have closed the washrooms when the station is being rented. They're renting everything, including the washrooms. Jeremy?
Yeah, well, you don't need to check with Bill because like we've been looking after it for the last couple of years prior to COVID, and we never changed the locks for the bathrooms.
Really? Okay, so you're saying that somebody could go in, use the washrooms, and then wander into a wedding?
Yeah, well, we've not had we've not been asked or told to close them down. That's the point.
Well, I will check with Bill because for some reason I'm thinking that we have done that in the past for some major events. But I will double check. Just to be on the safe side.
Well, you can imagine, here's the scenario you might want to think about. So it's a wedding is happening. We've rented out the facility and it's a grand wedding. And meanwhile, there's 20 kids want to go change their wet swimsuits into clothing in the bathroom. You know, it's going to be an interesting kind of a conflict, I would suspect. We've got something there that we need to rationalize, I would think.
Well, mind you, when you look at it, I mean, in the past, the washrooms have always been open, right? And so right now, all they're trying to do is get the washrooms open while we have the entire station closed.
Mm-hmm. No, but I'm trying to refer back to
Yeah.
That's the pro side of it. The con side is
Yeah.
That's other situation. Whether that'll ever materialize or not, I don't know. But there's a water park there, right? So
That's right.
you can assume there'll be wet swimsuits and presumably possibly changing requirements. But anyway, it's just
Linda, you
Yes,
said
sir.
you referred earlier to these washrooms as township washrooms. Are they in fact so?
Well, the whole
Or-
building is a township building here. We just manage it.
But are we providing washroom as per township guide rules and guidelines? And
Oh, yes, and those washrooms are going to be approved by, like, when you look at it, the township is going to be providing, I don't know what you call it, some sort of a fogging machine that Debbie would use to sanitize the washroom. So the township is all in on this.
well, I'm all for helping out the BIA and even the Village Green, but having had experience in creating the terminals at the Greater Toronto Airports Authority and knowing something about public washrooms, I can tell you that there will be much more involved than just cost of materials for cleaning. And so when you take it on, Debbie better make sure she is aware
Well,
of it.
well, she's,
Every-
when the facility
she
is in full,
was
when
done.
you're breaking up badly, Pear. When the facility is fully functioning, Debbie is on washroom duty. That's one of the things she's going to be doing for the station.
And I
That's
hear
part of
what
her
Pear's
job.
saying. Pear's saying maintenance of broken doors and such that may occur because of the excessive use, accelerated use, and we need, and Debbie, between the BIA and Debbie and the township, those people are going to be responsible for washrooms, and I think this is a blessing for us.
Well, this is only until COVID is over. Once we're open, it's back to us, guys. This isn't forever.
Well, I think that we need to, we'll table this for another discussion because with the water park and what Jeremy and Per are both sharing is, and we've had this discussion a year ago when Village Green was first proposed to us, that the washrooms should have been consideration in their planning. And they took no responsibility. We asked them several times about it and they took no responsibility. Well, the good news is we're a township building. And so therefore it comes under the umbrella of the township. So if there's any breakage or maintenance that will be needed as a result of abuse or excessive use, it won't be us to have to deal with it because it will be umbrellaed by township, BIA. And by the way, we had in our last meeting, I just want to make another point about BIA. BIA is not out of pocket the business retails. It is the tax that's, it's a stipend on the taxes paid by the property owners. So it's money that comes from township. It's not out of the retailer's pockets.
But the other thing you have to realize, Patty, is once everything goes back to normal, we are responsible in a way. Like, let's say there is damage to something in the washrooms, in the station, it doesn't matter. It's our job to find somebody to repair it. It's our job to have the money to pay for it. That is what we do. We manage that facility. And so that is not going to change. We're just talking about a short period of time here until they, because I think they want to go, you know, right, just, they want to do this through till September. And then after that, it's done. They're not taking this on forever. And it's just while the building and the facility is closed. So once it is open and it's all back to us. That's why we're a management board. We raise money supposedly by renting, another raise, hopefully, and we hire the people and we pay for it.
That the management, but the problem here is that we've let the Station of the Green create a water park outside of our washrooms, and Jeremy's brought up a very good point.
Well,
and this is new to us. Like, we weren't part of this. We didn't take it on, but it's like part and parcel of having the water park nearby. And I think maybe we should consider, if BIA wants to take over the washrooms on the weekends, that we extended to in perpetuity, not just.
well, right now, this is just
Right.
something they want to do right now for this period of time. And that's what we have to decide. And the other thing is, there's always been kind of a water park at the station because the kids used to run around the fountain and get wet. That hasn't changed. When
Yeah.
you're looking at all of this, and then and so we're going to, like, things aren't going to change a great deal. And the BIA has always donated $500 a year to the station board for washrooms, because of the washrooms and because they are public washrooms. So they have always been contributing to that. And I'm sure they will continue to contribute. Here.
Linda, I thought in a previous meeting that the deputy mayor clarified for us that it was entirely up to us whether the washrooms were open to the public or not.
Right now it is. Like, we made the point of closing them.
And that's what we're supposed to be discussing.
Yeah,
Are we going to agree with what the BIA or whatever wants to do? I don't know.
and that's what I'd like to know. Would anybody like to make a motion regarding this request from the BIA?
Sorry.
Question before we do, Linda.
Yes.
$400 for facility costs. What is that exactly? Is that money to us for them using the washrooms? Can't hear you.
I don't know the answer. We can call and ask Sarah.
I thought Sarah was going to be at the meeting this morning.
No, she wasn't. She isn't here.
Oh.
But we could call and ask her that. You could call and ask her, or I can. I don't care which one of us wants to call.
I think we should call her right now and have it respond at our meeting.
All right.
This facility costs, like, I'm just wondering, what is that? Cleaning supplies, I understand. Signage, I understand. And paying Debbie to clean the washrooms, I get that. Facility costs, is that like a rental? Is that $400 to the station just for their use of the washroom, which is great. I mean, I'm happy to take the money. But is that what it is?
Yeah.
And are they, ask her if they're willing to pay themselves, or are they expecting us to pay and then invoicing them?
Well,
There should actually.
should everybody be quiet for just a sec, please? I'm on the phone with Sarah. When we're looking at
Give her the link to the meeting. And she can join in.
$400, is that
Come closer.
pardon?
Yeah, come closer so we can hear her.
All right, yes, Sarah's saying that the $400 is a one-time given to the station for the use of the facilities and the water. So yes, it is coming. They are also open to hearing whether those are enough or whether they need more, like would $400 cover that from now until September? And when it comes to the, like she said, all of those are estimates. So
Water, heat, electricity.
yeah,
Toilet
so,
paper.
and so, but you're willing to see that those numbers are upped.
Water is about $30 a month.
Here's 150 right there.
Is that for the whole station, Brian, or?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I think, like Brian just said that the cost of water for the station is $30 a month. So which they're okay. And also,
I know I just give
are
her.
you paying Debbie, the cleaning person, directly? They are paying Debbie, the cleaning person, directly. Yes, they are. So there's another answer. And the cleaning products, Debbie knows who to order from. You would basically pay the bill. Okay. All right, now, does anybody else have any other questions for Sarah while I've got her?
So is $400 your final offer, or we're able to ask for what we feel is appropriate?
All right, there's just, it is sort of at the maximum amount. If you feel it should, if we feel it should be more, she will take it back to the BIA, and then they would have to decide if that is something that they can handle. But they've basically put in what they think is the max on that. If it doesn't what? Yeah, so they want to cover our costs. So they will address if it doesn't cover our costs. And also, what's going to happen to those porta potties outside the,
To Village Greens, she doesn't know anything about it.
yeah. All right, they're going to move. They're going to go elsewhere. Porta potties will not be there. All right. Any other questions, board members? Since I've grabbed Sarah right now. Have we handled everything?
Hope she's well.
All right. She hopes we are too. Thank you, Sarah. Okay, thanks a lot, Sarah. Bye. So I hope that answered everybody's questions. And we are now we need a motion to approve the request by the BIA.
Okay, here's me. I'm always the bad cop. First of all, porta potties run, because I pay for them, $150 a month. Okay, and they come and clean them. So they come on a weekly basis to clean them and sanitize them. If they were sitting there, then yeah, Debbie would have to sanitize them, and it would be part of her COVID.
They're going away. They're leaving.
But that also gives you an idea of how much the toilets are worth to provide to the BIA. And I think at this moment, I'm not going to argue because I want to support the BIA like everybody else wants to. So I'm not going to, I'm going to approve letting them use them. They're covering Debbie's expense. They're giving us $400 for it. I would like to pass a motion to accept their proposal and on a temporary basis with the money that they're willing to pay us.
Is there a seconder?
I
Tom
second.
seconds it. Anything else we need to do before I call? Brian?
Cleaning supplies, they're allocating $500. If it turns out it costs more, are they prepared to pick up the extra cost?
As far as I know, yes, but I can't promise.
That's sort of what Sarah said, though.
Yes, Per?
Right.
Per?
Muted. You're
You're
muted.
You're muted, Per. Per, you're on mute.
Is that better?
Yes.
So it's one thing to be in favor, and I'm sure we all are, of the BIA and their clients and customers having access to washroom facilities. I'm just cautioning you as to when the Village Green opens and they have one of their 12 purported events of 100 plus people attending. Where do you think they will go for washroom purposes? And then also to add to Jeremy's astute comment earlier, there's a big difference between a splash pad and the fountain that we had. People will be coming here with changing clothes in mind, and the washroom will be now a change room. So I'm all in favor for doing it, but I'm cautioning you that there should actually be no cost whatsoever. And it shouldn't be Sarah saying, well, I'll bring it back to the other people if the costs are greater than what we estimated it to be. Never mind what we, the station people, estimated to be, and we're actually the ones in charge of the cost. Should we not be setting the cost, as Patty said earlier? But having said that, I'm just cautioning, when you open up the washrooms to the public, and I'm not talking about just the walking tourist in town, I'm talking about events of 100 or more, and only these washrooms being available. We could have a nightmare on our hands.
That's the way it's always been.
Yes.
But we've never had regular scheduled events.
Well, we had big events.
Per brings up a good point, though. I think that we should have eyes wide open as we go forward about the amount of traffic that will be escalating on a more regular basis and potential events and how we handle the potential events. There should be some sort of a figure on the number of guests in attendance and how many porta potties. In my business, it's one porta potty for every 25 people. And so you count the cubicles and you figure out how many, if there's only 3 cubicles,
75 people.
there you go. Then you need to have another 3 or 4 porta potties outside. And that should be mandatory when the Village Green events occur going forward.
I will, I'm going to get in touch with Stuart Lizier, and I will mention that this has come up, and I'm going to ask what the plan is when there is an event at Village Green for washrooms. How's that sound? Just out of curiosity.
Well, if I can just add to that, you've already asked him that, and he told us that those washrooms were for his use. So you know his position already on this.
Well, we will try that one again and just see.
Point, because that was before they decided to have the water park or whatever it's called. It was like a year ago, and then all of a sudden now that they've got this water park thing. So
adjustments may have to be made.
Yes.
So let us, can we just decide on the BIA request right now? And then I will see what we can do with this, with the Village Green. I'll move on.
To that motion, can we just add,
Jeremy?
can we add a provision in there that says if, if we exceed the cost of the supplies or whatever, or labor, that we will send that information to BIA for compensation?
Absolutely. Why
I
not?
thought they already
Whoever
said
made
that.
the motion, do you approve that amendment?
Ryan?
It was
Ryan?
Patty.
Ryan said who made it?
It was
It was
Patty.
Patty did.
Patty?
Okay, I agree with
Patty,
what
sorry.
Jeremy is saying, and and I think Kayla is always taking really good notes. And the only thing that I would say to add to what Jeremy said was that and they're taking responsibility for any potential damages.
Yeah, good.
And Kayla will craft something really nice for us.
Well, now we have a motion on board. Do we have a seconder?
I second it.
It was
All right, do we need the whole motion reread?
No, because the bell thing isn't working.
Yeah.
I can reread it if you'd like.
Yes,
We-
please.
Be it resolved that the Station on the Green Board hereby approve the washroom proposal as received with the additional condition that additional costs will be submitted to the BIA for repayment.
All in favor? Carried. Where are we? It's lost my sheet of paper. Here it is. Now, any financial report is next. That's you, Brian.
Yeah, I don't have the March bank statement still, and there's a couple of other issues as well. And I do not get the lottery account statement at all anymore for some reason. But I can tell you that our balance is approximately $9,874.23 current that I'm aware of. That does not include the cell tower or the money that we get through EPCOR. So it's just a little under 10,000 that we're sitting at. And Kayla, I don't know if you can do anything about me getting the bank statements sooner than I get them.
There's
I
this,
sent a request to Emmy for you. Brian, I can try again.
did
I
you
would
get this?
appreciate
Did
it.
I thought I sent on Clearview Township or something. They did send that thing about lottery account.
Oh, they sent the
And-
letter. They sent the
Yeah.
letter.
Yeah,
But
that's all it is.
Yeah, I can't access the lottery account.
No,
I used to be able to go online and access both accounts, which is great for reconciling and so on. But I can no longer do that. And I do not get the lottery account statements, but it doesn't change. It's the same amount each month. And that letter came, but that's in new business, I think. So we can.
I know, because it says it's been inactive for 2 years and is considered dormant.
Yeah, because I don't know who set it up originally. And there are rules around lottery accounts. They're set up for a certain purpose, and you can use the money for that purpose. But at this point, we haven't used it at all in all the time that I've been treasurer or on the board. It's just money sitting there. In order to get that money out, I've had experience with this down in Mississauga. You usually have to go and get approval. And I don't know whether Clearview does that or not. I cannot just go in and transfer, a couple of bucks into the lottery account to keep it active, or close it and put the money in our general account. I guess I could go to the bank and do that, but I'll wait for direction from the board.
Can I make a suggestion? After reviewing the budget, maybe we should all chip in $10 and start buying lottery tickets.
Oh. Another day.
As long as we win.
Yeah, right.
Well, if we won, we wouldn't be sticking around the station anymore.
Oh, no, I'm thinking about to contribute.
No.
Not
Not
to
if we won,
Down in
not if we
Bermuda,
won
right,
millions.
Tom?
contribute to the station on the green budget. I can see where you were going, Tom.
Yeah. Bermuda sounds pretty good.
Yeah, right.
It says that you can reactivate it, Brian. All you have to do is go to the bank.
Yeah,
Correct?
I can do that. I think probably I have to write a check though or something, but we'll see.
All right. And now on to the Facebook page. So that's Patty.
Yeah.
Right.
I have
I have an update for the lottery account, if you'd
Kayla,
like.
you're breaking up.
Yeah.
Kayla?
Does anybody,
So
does
I
anybody know there's
received
a chat?
communication from Kelly.
Yes.
I'll send it in the chat. Hopefully somebody can see that. Give me a second.
Does everybody know where the chat is? You guys?
No.
Okay. Down below in the gray little, so next to participants, there's a little balloon that says chat.
Yeah, I see
And
it.
if you click on it, you'll see, and that's the way people can speak so that it doesn't get all choppy. So between, you see share screen is the green one. And then to the left of that is chat. And to the left of that, participants.
So Kayla, are you saying that the lottery account can be closed? I can transfer the money from that into our general account?
Yes.
Yeah, it can be closed.
All right. So if we pass a motion saying to close that account, then the township treasurer will do it for us?
Yes.
All right, sounds easy.
Anybody want to make the motion?
I'll make the motion.
Who
And
wants to second it?
I will.
All right, Patty, all in favor? Carried.
Great.
Now we are on to the Facebook page.
What about it?
I
Well,
don't know. I didn't, you know what? I'm sorry, Patty, for me, but I didn't even know we had one.
Well,
And then I did find it and I looked at it.
yeah, and I
Kind of
think
ho-hum.
Jeremy liked the picture of the old building and the picture that shows the panels on the roof. So the old and the
Yes.
new. It hasn't been very active, but I'm very happy that we've arranged to have the phone number forwarded to Debbie now, because it has been going to Sarah and she wanted it removed. So then it was going to the station and nobody was answering the phone. So it gave us the look that we weren't actually open for business. And I have been getting, and I get messenger inquiries through Facebook, and I've always fielded them to Sarah, but I haven't known how to do this since Sarah dropped out, and I didn't have a phone number for Debbie, and now we've got it all covered off. So basically what I do for Station on the Green is show activities of Village Green. I've got activities like promoting the use of the facilities and freshening it up seasonally. So I basically look at it every seasonal change. I'm doing my own stuff and I go over and I put something that's very generic and Creemore like. And then if there's anything that's going on in Creemore hosted by the BIA or events like that, we always like it. We always share it. And that's it.
And, okay, because I did look it up and it just, I don't know, there's good photos on the Facebook page. I just say the old and new. Nice pictures of what the garden was like. Things like that.
Little fountain.
The other thing we have to really work on, and I don't know what we can do. You know, just the Station on the Green website. And Donna is trying to update it a bit, but it's not that easy to do. And she's done a little bit to it. So we're gonna have to see what we can do. And I'm going to get her to put Debbie's number in the page on the website page for calling rebookings or information, I guess is what we want to do. Or else just, I'm sorry, not Debbie's number, the number of the station, because it's going to get, everything else is going to get forwarded, right, Brian? That'll be all. How long will that take, do you think?
For me to do, or for Rogers? For Rogers, they probably do it instantly when I ask them. For me to do, give me a few days, I'll talk to Debbie.
Okay, great. So then we can maybe update that. Anthony, do you have a question?
Yeah, is there a link from the Facebook page to the website?
Yes, okay.
There is? Okay. So that if somebody's on Facebook, sees Station on the Green, they can get all the pricing by going on to the website.
Yeah, they click the website link and it takes them straight to it.
All right.
Everybody should go ahead and look at the website.
And the
just
other
if
thing,
you have a chance.
yeah, not only look at it, but like it, you know, like that's what really attracts people is when, you know, it gets a lot of visits.
Oh, I see.
You need
Okay.
to put those little hearts or whatever it is that says like.
Thank you.
Some of those pictures in there, like they've got 2 likes. One has 1.
Oh,
So it
Yeah,
needs
because
to get
nobody really is aware of it. Nobody's, see, I have the same frustration and I can share with you. And I think Anthony, you probably are part of the Creemore BIA as well. That there's a lot of people looking at one another's businesses, but they seem to be reluctant to like and share. And I wonder why. Like I look at BIA and everything that they're saying and doing, and I see they've got 55 to 75 people have all read the messages from the BIA, and but 4 people like it. What's up with that? It's like COVID hangover or what?
Maybe they don't like it.
They are just,
And they don't like it.
they don't like
what they're
anything.
reading.
They don't like anything.
You got to give them something to like that they read or they see. But like
the
Jeremy
Creemore
said,
BIA people.
but if we like it, then our friends will see that we like it, and they might actually pay attention to it, even just looking at it. So we might have to start this as the board starts it.
Yeah, start liking things. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think,
And if
I
you
think
don't
our,
like- If
I
you
think
don't
our
like-
website is a little dated, personally.
It's like 25 years old, dated.
and it won't
and-
work on a cell phone. Like
And
so-
that the virtual tour doesn't work,
yeah.
apparently.
And it doesn't work on a cell phone.
I don't know, and it doesn't work. I don't know whether it works, period. It might.
Brian has his hand up.
Yeah, I have
Yes,
my
sir.
hand up.
Sorry, Brian. I was looking at my cell phone.
So the discussion about Facebook and the website as well is leading me to think that Village Green, when it opens, I'm suspecting that there may be some advertising going out. They may be planning some. Is there any thought to us being part of that advertising, both for Village Green and the Station on the Green, that we could sort of piggyback together and take advantage of that? I don't know when the green is going to be ready. Prior to COVID, it probably would have been ready this spring or summer. But at that point, they're going to be opening it, running things, and I'm sure there's going to be some advertising going out about it. So what's our place in that advertising, and should we be getting involved with that? because we've got time to think about that and maybe have something happen. And that way we could be updating our website and our Facebook page in conjunction with what they're doing and give us more leverage.
Well, you see, the best thing that I think can happen, and Debbie is trying to have, she is going to apply for the job of being the program coordinator for the Village Green. Going to keep the job she has with us, but she wants to also take that job on, because then she actually has another job which she would then get rid of. But she would be ideal, because if one person is booking for both facilities, it would avoid some major conflicts. If there are two different booking agents and if they don't coordinate well, we could end up having a celebration of life and some sort of a loud party outside and a celebration of life inside. You know, so the idea of having somebody there, and I've already talked to Stuart about this. He said that there will be an ad going in the Echo, and of course Debbie can apply for it. And he said he's got very specific qualifications he's looking for. So it's as much as I know. All we can do is hope on that one.
Right, and I'm going to share from the conversation I had with Stuart back over a year ago now. I don't know, time's flying, but anyway, more than a year ago. And he found that he looked at the Station on the Green booking engine as archaic and needed to be replaced. And they were going to install something that was more robust and up to date for their own booking purposes. So I see this as an opportunity.
And you see, if she gets the both jobs, then the other thing is too, because we want to provide a computer for Debbie that would be specifically used for station booking. And if she got both jobs, then between the two groups, we could pay for a pretty good computer. And then she's got a system. So she's got the phone forwarding and she's got a good computer for handling everything. Would be wonderful. Pear?
I don't think that was Stuart Lacier's intent when he said he was going to have a program manager. The program manager that he's intending to hire is the one that's going to be responsible for putting on 12 events. He's not doing custodian duties.
No, I know. It is for putting on events, and that's what she's looking into. We know that.
But I don't believe Debbie will be in a position to put on events. She won't have that skill set.
That's a promoter.
Well, I guess we'll find out what'll happen.
And the other thing I would like to just throw out in my recollections, and that is Village Green has been gifted to the township. So the township is in charge of whatever goes on at Village Green. And ultimately, the township is in charge of what goes on at Station on the Green. So as long as we just patiently wait and see how this evolution occurs, we can move accordingly rather than try to reinvent our booking engine and all that jazz. Let's just sit tight and watch, and we'll see how things evolve.
I know that's all we can do at this point. I agree with you, Patty. The last thing on the agenda, well, did we talk about building and landscaping? I'm sorry, I jumped that one. Jeremy?
Quick question on, did Barry ever locate a used computer from the township? Do you know, Kayla?
No, I don't think he did.
Okay.
All right, was there anything on building and landscaping?
No money.
Yeah, that's fine. COVID update, we all got it. I sent it, Amanda sent it to me. I sent it to you. Just that it's there, it exists. I don't know that there was anything to talk about, in my humble opinion, but who am I?
Oh, regarding
Anthony?
COVID update, I know that we let believe the name is Jennifer from the pharmacy, used it for flu shots.
Mhm.
We did let her use it for the original flu shots, yes.
So if that happens with COVID vaccines, are we going to allow her to do that?
Yes, we've already voted on that and we've already approved it.
All right.
So it's just a matter of whether she will be asked to do that, and so far she hasn't been.
Okay.
But we already voted and said yes.
Good.
Anything else?
The sooner the better.
Yes, Tom.
Well, I'm just wondering if we're all safe now. We're all vaccinated now. Anybody not?
I'm not.
You're not? You're too
Nope.
young.
Yep.
Are you too young?
Young man.
Wait a minute. It's now 60 and over. You mean you haven't reached that stage yet? Okay. You're a baby. Yeah, I know, it's hard.
They should have given it to the hormonals, raging hormonals for spring.
I wish that was me.
Ha ha ha. Anything else new and exciting that we should be talking about, guys?
I just want to say, keep the faith. This too will pass.
Yes, it will.
And we just need to continue to act with optimism and faith that it will, and anticipate when it does, that things will be different, but we'll still have a beautiful station to offer to the community.
We are very lucky there considering what the other halls are going through. Pear?
So I'd like to thank you for procuring the drawings of
Oh.
the station. And I would ask for myself, I would love to have a printed small size copy, or half size copy. And I'm sure Anthony would probably like the same, and maybe Jeremy and Tom.
I tried to print them out and
Failed in
they're
in
too
the
small.
future.
Can I make a motion? May I make a suggestion that we find a little bit of money in our budget to send them to Staples, have them printed in full format and laminated. It might cost $50, and then have them in at Linda's house, or the chairperson.
Not at Linda's house.
Come on, look at that big, huge house you have. Put the
No
money
way,
in that.
Jose.
But to have them laminated and protected, I think would be money well spent.
I can't even remember. I requested them from this township. We got the printouts, but no, what we need are bigger things, and you can't enlarge those.
Well, if you try to print it, it just comes in a small piece. Can't read. I actually have it right here.
Okay.
And
As Patty said, we should actually have that laminated set at the station itself, because often when we bring contractors there to view the building, they ask, where does this go? What does that do? And you need to have the drawings.
All right, so I have to try to remember how I went through and got those, and I'll see if they're at the township. Yes, sir.
I'm sure you could just forward the email to one of these places and they will do it. There was an
Email to
that-
what places?
Blueprint
to
printing
Staples or
people.
whatever to enlarge them. And
Staples, yeah.
I'll
People-
see if if I didn't keep it, I'm sure one of you guys kept the email.
Yeah.
Nope.
Well, how about, instead of Linda doing that, because I have no idea what we're doing, can one of you who has it, if we agree that we're willing to spend the money, would somebody be willing to deal with it, email it, and say we put a price on it, say no more than $50, and we get them laminated? Is there anybody who's willing to deal with that?
Is there no one at the township that would have access to commercial kind of printers?
Kayla?
We do. I'm sending an email right now to the building
Thank-
department.
Thank you, Kayla. So we'll wait and hear from you then. So
Yeah.
maybe through the township, we can get this?
Probably. I'll CC you on the email, Linda.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and I think Pear's got a good idea that it should be actually posted inside the maintenance storage room, posted on the wall. It could, we don't want it to grow legs and disappear.
Well, posted on that storage room is such a joke. I feel like throwing everything out that's in it right now.
Might be a good time to do that.
Tom?
Somebody's got the blueprint somewhere. You've been able to access them. And in more than 15 years or whatever, how many times have we used it? The blueprints, how many times has it ever been used?
Well, you can't say used, but you can say how many times have we been asked for some. And I'm sure that it's been numerous times.
Well, we'll see what we can do. I don't know. To my recollection, I don't remember ever, but then I haven't been around since the beginning of time.
Close though.
Well, when we did the furnace, we needed them. When we did the closed circuit TVs, we needed them. When we're trying to solve this problem of the icing and the freezing of the pipes, we need them. I've always needed them on anything I've had to do at the station.
Okay. All right. As I said, I am concerned about actually posting them in, you can understand my, in that storage facility, posting something on those walls, because a lot of people go in and out of the storage facility and it's a zoo in there. I don't even see where you'd have space.
It could be rolled up in a safe storage shed or something. We're supposed to have our CCTV camera equipment in a closed cabinet, which is what it's called for, but we never got that. So maybe we'll have a little cabinet that we put them in.
Yeah, we could do that. Just in one of those big things like your house plans come in, we could probably do that. Let me think. There was something that went through my head and it went in and right out. Is there anything else that we should be dealing with today? Please think about it. I know the one thing I was going to tell you, if this is okay, I'm going to call Donna Bayless and ask her to put the temperatures back the way they were at the station. Because, I've kept them up, right, to 20 degrees because of the freezing. I was thinking that we should get her to just put them back the way they were. So that we should be out of danger now.
Yeah, almost turned off.
Do I need to have a vote on that, or can I just do that?
No.
I think you can just do that.
All right, because I think I will do that. And is there anything else, please?
We touched on the marketing and you reaching out to Stuart Lazier to find out what they have in mind for their potential of advertising the Village Green opening, and whether or not there would be something we could do collaborative.
Yeah, I did say I would do that, and I will do that. I've got a couple of things that I'm supposed to talk to Stuart about, and I've got something else I'm supposed to talk to somebody else about, so I should be able to get that handled. And my first call is going to be to Debbie Hill to give her your phone number, Patty.
Okay, give her my Creemore phone number, my Creemore home phone number. It's currently forwarded to my cell. And then it stays local.
Where did Linda go?
Where does it go?
Where did Linda go?
Oh, I don't know.
Here she is. I just moved to the side. Come on. Anything else, guys? All right, then I would say that I can adjourn the meeting at 10:39, and that we will be having our regular meeting again in May, on May 19th, which is a Wednesday. Anything else, guys? Are we good?
I hope to be home by then.
Good luck. I'd still rather be where you are. You probably don't have any COVID cases there.
Oh, no, there has been, but it's still nicer